What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, talking a little bit of third party here on the channel. I've got that third party masterpiece slash KO itch right now. I've been getting some stuff from that side of the Transformers fandom the last couple weeks. And it's gotten me thinking, looking into the characters that these companies have made and the progress that we've gotten the last 10-15 years. And it's made me think, why haven't we gotten these characters yet, especially in the last 4 to 5 years, I'd say. So I drummed up a list here of 10 characters that I really hope we see in the third-party masterpiece treatment going forward, let's say within the next 4 to 5 years. So without further ado, grab a snack and sit on back and listen to me ramble about this list here. So first two, we got Inferno and Tarantulas from Beast Wars. I know we already got the Transmetal Tarantulas. I think we got like 2 or 3 different versions. One was Legend scale, and then there were other 2 that were about Masterpiece scale. But I'm talking about the Season 1 appearance for him, and obviously Inferno, his whole show appearance. These guys are a bit puzzling to me because we've seen basically the whole Beast Wars cast get made in official and third-party masterpiece form, thanks to Robot Toys and Transart and Takara and Hasbro, because we do have that new Robot Toys Waspinator, Depth Charge, and Rampage coming out relatively soon. I think Waspinator is coming out in November, and then Depth Charge and Rampage early next year, I think. Those are all up for pre-order. But we have no word on Inferno and Tarantulas. There's, I think, a Legend scale Tarantulas coming out from Robot Toys at some point soon. I think he's up for pre-order as well. But it's a little weird to me that they're choosing to do a Legend scale one first before the more desirable scale, which is Masterpiece. So hopefully within the next year or two, I could see Robot Toys or maybe Transart makes a comeback at some point and drops these 2 characters, because they are a massive hole in the Beast Wars Masterpiece line, I guess you could say, whether it's third party or official. So definitely at some point, I think a company is going to want to take a stab at this and make some bank off of the lack of these characters getting made in Masterpiece scale. Next one here I want to talk about is Energon Megatron. Now, y'all probably can already tell where I'm going with this. Fans Hobby. They've been dipping their toes into Energon the last couple years. They did Optimus Prime, which I have. That is a fantastic figure. It's like a dream come true for a Unicron Trilogy 2000s kid like me, getting a Masterpiece scale and styled Energon Optimus. Oh, man. And then Wing Saber to go along with it. Now we're talking Fans Hobby. Now, since we've already gotten Armada Optimus and Megatron, you know, the good guy and the bad guy to go with each other, and we have Energon Optimus, when did he come out? Like 2-3 years ago. When are we going to see his arch enemy go alongside him? You know, Energon Megatron. I could see him being done. Maybe he's announced next year. But I don't know, Fans Hobby is kind of weird, man. Beside their QC with some figures, not every figure, but, you know, it's like Hasbro level where every couple figures that's released, there's 1 or 2 that has weird QC. Besides that, their character selection is a bit odd at times. Like, we're just now getting a G2 Megatron when we got G2 Optimus like 8 years ago from Fans Hobby. So I don't know when they're going to do this. It could be a year from now. It could be 5 years from now. But regardless, I really hope the wait isn't that long. And even though it could be another 5 years before we see that figure, they are definitely going to do them at some point. They're not going to do an Optimus and not do the Megatron. Like, the pattern with Fans Hobby, it wouldn't add up, you know. The next one here, Planet X, Jazz, and Bumblebee. I don't know what's going on with Planet X as a company. Like, they're doing re-releases the last year or so of stuff, but they haven't really produced anything new that's not a reissue. So I don't know if they're slowly getting out of business and they're not doing new figures anymore or what's going on with that. But the fact we haven't gotten a Jazz or a Bumblebee yet is a bit puzzling from this company, because you get Deathsaurus and Victory Saber, who wasn't even in any of these video games, but we don't get Jazz and Bumblebee, who are one of the main characters of War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. that doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully maybe Planet X could get to these, or maybe a company takes over where they left off and we get MP style Jazz and Bumblebee from these video games. That could happen, but I don't know. It kind of feels like a pipe dream right now, and you might just have to use the Hasbro figures as a stand-in until we potentially do get these at some point down the line. Next one here is IDW Starscream. Now, we've had figures that could be used as IDW Starscreams, like you got the Planet X Moors figure. You could use the official Masterpiece figure and the KOs of that as an IDW Starscream, because he's had looks in the comics where it's basically just his G1 cartoon self. And that original Masterpiece figure is very much so based off of that IDW design, or vice versa. I can't remember which came first. But, you have options, but we don't really have a definitive, actual IDW-centric design style for Starscream done in the third-party Masterpiece style. And it's really surprising considering we've gotten all these different characters from IDW over the last 10-15 years with these third-party companies, and they didn't do one of the main characters of that comic book franchise. It's a little odd. And continuing with the IDW theme, we have Ironhide and Ratchet from IDW. Now again, you have a couple good stand-ins. You have the Planet X figures, even though depending on what batch you get, you could have some QC problems. There's the, I'm forgetting what company made those. I think it was like Bad Cube, and then there was another one from iGear, where there were G1 Ironhide and Ratchet figures, MP styled and scaled from those companies, but they were kind of redesigned a bit from their G1 cartoon selves, and they kind of looked like IDW versions. You could kind of use those as well. But again, just like with Starscream, there hasn't been official IDW figures from their designs in those comics. So hopefully we get that at some point soon from a company. I definitely do feel like one day we could get these. And then next up here, I'm praying to for these last three here, I'm just going to say them. I'm praying to the fans hobby gods right now, or just third-party companies in general, whoever gets to these, because, it could be any company for these characters. You really never know. But Armada Hotshot, Cybertron Megatron, and the last one here, Energon Omega Supreme. Now let's start off with Armada Hotshot. Fans Hobby, they've been dipping their toes in Armada. We've got a bunch of characters at this point. We have Optimus and his repaints, the Power Links, Nemesis Prime. We have Megatron and Galvatron. We have Tidal Wave. Then we have Overload and Jetfire. So you have a nice handful of Armada characters from Fans Hobby. So let's start getting some supporting characters to go with the main leaders in their combining aspects. Starscream was teased a year and a half ago, but they kind of went back to the drawing board, or kind of scrapped him because the design wasn't that great. So I definitely do feel like Fans Hobby is considering doing supporting characters from Armada, and we could see a Hotshot at some point soon. Y'all know me on this channel. He's one of my mascots along with Jazz. So I would love to see a Masterpiece styled Armada Hotshot from Fans Hobby. And Cybertron Megatron, it could be that company that did Commander of the Stars, or whatever that figure was called. And before you guys go in the comments and say that figure is awful with QC, they did do a second batch. I think that released last year or earlier this year. I can't remember, where all those issues were fixed. So that figure is damn near perfect in my eyes at this point. So either that company or Fans Hobby, if they start dipping their toes in Cybertron characters, they need to do a third-party Masterpiece styled figure of this design, because I think that Batmobile mode, the jet mode, and obviously his robot design and the features and weapons he has is absolutely badass of a Megatron design. Easily, in my opinion at least, top 5 Megatron designs of all time in the Transformers franchise. And along with that, do his combining partner, Nemesis Breaker, with that crazy savage claw arm. That would be absolutely amazing. Do the Galvatron repaint. I would get all of that. Those are amazing. And last one here, Energon Omega Supreme. It's kind of obvious and straightforward. We have Energon Optimus from Fans Hobby and Wing Saber to go along with him to combine. It would make sense that they would do his other combining partner, Omega Supreme and Energon, considering that's what Fans Hobby is about. They did Armada Megatron, they gave him his combining partner Tidal Wave. Armada Optimus, they gave him his combining partners Jetfire and Overload. And now with Energon Optimus, they did Wing Saber. So hopefully Omega Supreme is one of the ones coming out next in line from Fans Hobby. Because again, it would make sense with how they release stuff over there. So I don't know, we're going to have to wait and see. But all 10 of these characters, I hope they release at some point soon. Let me know down in the comments below which third-party Masterpiece styled characters do you want done really badly. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya!